You know, if there were no other reason to live than to glimpse that untraveled world through the arch of our experience, it would be wonderfully worthwhile. But add to that the fact that no two of us sees the untraveled world, the future, and what it holds in the same way. We cannot, because no two of us is alike. In fact, there never have been two people who were exactly alike in all the millions of years of man's development, nor will there ever be, excluding single-egg twins, which are in effect one person in two bodies. In his excellent book, The Social Contract, Robert Ardrey gives us the reason that no two of us can be exactly alike. The principle is that of recombination. In the act of conception, two parents with different combinations of paired genes contribute half of the resources of each to what becomes a new genetic proposal. The fertilized egg, this randomly determined recombination of parental possibilities, is an accident of staggering possibilities. Theodosius Dobzhansky, an inheritor of Morgan's fruit flies and today, philosophically, the most equalitarian of geneticists, has described the theoretical Mendelian consequences this way. If the parents have 5 pairs of genes, then there are 32 possible recombinations. If they have 20 pairs, then the possibilities amount to 1,048,576. If they have 32 pairs, then over 2 billion new opportunities confront the offspring. Yet the simplest of animals has genes in the hundreds, and the human being has far over 10,000. We have no comprehensible mathematics to describe the chance against recombination producing 2 identical human beings. It's a job even our most advanced new generation computers would just sit and short circuit over. Even in the case of brothers and sisters, the chance is 1 in a trillion that any 2 siblings will be genetically alike, even though they have the same parents. The accident, which determines in such large part what you or I will be, prohibits identicality. Every month a new egg slips into the womb of the female of the species, and no 2 eggs are alike. Male sperm is produced in amounts beyond counting, yet no 2 are alike. And in the first trial of natural selection, there is no determination as to which sperm will have the superior luck or vigor to win the race to the egg and fertilize it. The magnitude of the competition is such that although only 1 human being will be the normal consequence of the achievement, still a single teaspoonful of male sperm would be sufficient to father every person alive on the earth today, and all would be different. Every human being conceived by sexual recombination is a genetic accident. Every individual being is thus a pioneer, a biological adventure, a brand new first-time person on Earth. No one like you can exist in your species. Common heredity may provide a common disposition among contemporaries or a limited likeness between ancestor and descendant. But the strategy of sex denies the prison of identicality. If you were not created equal, and here we must ask equal to what or to whom, you were yet created free. So we stand, you and I, in the arch of our experience and face the untraveled world of tomorrow. Here it's good to remember the quotation from the book, The Nature of Man. Man tends to achieve his being inasmuch as he develops love and reason. Now, with these obviously great goals before us, the development of love and reason, and the awareness of the world of opportunity that lies before us, well, things can get much better and a whole lot more interesting. But, as Pierre Berthaud writes in The Future of Man, what is man, and who is man? Whom and what do we mean exactly when we say that word? In this context, we normally mean the Western, white, civilized male adult, who is in fact only a very small percentage of the human race. Even if we consider, perhaps rightly, that this sort of human being outweighs in importance the rest of humanity. But if we take another index, for instance, a statistical one, we would mean and consider as typical for mankind the largest race, age, and sex group. That is, young Chinese females. I like that quotation because, like a bucket of ice water in the face, it straightens us up, opens our eyes, and makes us see humanity from the standpoint of love and reason in an entirely new light. Our rewards will be in proportion to our service. We are here to serve other human beings. We will grow through the arch of our experience into the opportunities of tomorrow to the extent that we develop love and reason. Now let's look at our opportunities for what they really are, not local or regional or national or continental, but global, universal. How can what we do help human beings everywhere on Earth, serve human beings everywhere on Earth, and do it from the standpoint of our originality as persons? It gives a whole new dimension to the word opportunity, doesn't it? But why then do we seem to move so tentatively, so fearfully, through the arch of our experience into the unknown? Russell has written that our instinctive emotions are those that we have inherited from a much more dangerous world, and contain, therefore, a larger portion of fear than they should. We mentioned the geneticist Theodosius Dobzhansky. In his book, Man Evolving, he writes, "By changing what he knows about the world, man changes the world he knows. And by changing the world in which he lives, man changes himself." And Dr. Frederick L. Pollack, in his book, The Future of Man, writes, "Through his images of the future, we come to know man, who he is, and how he wishes to be, what his thoughts are, what he values most highly, what he thinks is worth striving for, and whether he thinks it's attainable. Certain types of men hold certain types of visions, subject to their temper and spirit. Tell me what your vision of the future is, and I'll tell you what you are." Well, what's your vision of the future? Your future and the future of man? Do you believe with Harvey Cox in his book, The Feast of Fools, that man is a transient eczema on a small planet in a third-rate galaxy? Or with Arthur Kessler in The Ghost in the Machine, that evolution has been compared to a labyrinth of blind alleys, and there's nothing very strange or improbable in the assumption that man's native equipment, though superior to that of any other living species, nevertheless contains a deficiency which predisposes him toward self-destruction? Both could be right. Loren Eiseley, in his book, The Unexpected Universe, writes, "The evolutionists, piercing beneath the show of momentary stability, discovered, hidden in rudimentary organs, the discarded rubbish of the past. They detected the reptile under the lifted feathers of the bird, the lost terrestrial limbs dwindling beneath the blubber of the giant cetaceans. They saw life rushing outward from an unknown center, just as today the astronomer senses the galaxies fleeing into the infinity of darkness. As the spinning galactic clouds hurl stars and worlds across the night, so life, equally impelled by the centrifugal powers lurking in the germ cell, scatters the splintered radiance of consciousness and sends it prowling and contending through the thickets of the world.